Board of Regents. My name is James Anderson. I'm coming to you as a concerned veteran in our community. I'm going to read you a letter that I emailed you back on February 23rd because I want to make sure that all of you hear it. Based on the response I got, I felt a little insulted. ASU failed to pull the trigger on this PTSD veteran study, and after 8 months of delays from ASU, Dr. Sisleys and MAPS were forced to move on and apply to a private IRB. So it's now clear that all three universities turned their back at this research or simply failed to embrace it after over half a year of stonewalling. Really shameful. Dr. Sisleys' sponsor just sent ASU a final letter, and after weeks of no meaningful communication, no response from ASU. Sad to see ASU pretending as if they were interested in the vet study when they actually had no intention of pulling the trigger. It seems ASU was just slowballing their research team. Unfortunately, after 8 months of no forward movement, they were forced to apply to a private IRB and conduct Dr. Sisleys' portion of the study, and it is an unaffiliated site. Very short-sighted. All three state universities in Arizona turned their back on this crucially fully funded PTSD research and failed to answer vital questions that me and my fellow veterans have about whether marijuana could be useful for PTSD and what strains of marijuana might be detrimental or helpful. They have a $2 million grant, an amazing location to conduct the research, and a fully funded FDA-approved study. Dr. Sisleys was only seeking an uncompensated research appointment from ASU to enable her to apply to the ASU Institutional Review Board IRB. This speaks to the philosophical discussion about what is a public university. State universities used to be the sanctuary for controversial, cutting-edge research, but now they have lost their backbone. It is disgraceful, all because of the word marijuana. Our three Arizona State universities failed to embrace this essential research, and we have 34 states in the U.S. with some form of medical marijuana law, and the public desperately needing access to this objective data. A shocking statistic we're faced with today is the fact that 22 veterans kill themselves every single day, and this is grossly underestimated in the field, and most experts can agree on that. In that 8-month time span, you end up seeing 22 times 30 times 8 comes to a shocking 5,280 veterans. That is over 5,000 people who have possibly died in the time in that 8 months that Dr. Sisleys was trying to get this academic appointment. Now, the battalion I served with when I was in with the 173rd, they had roughly about 4,850 men based on my own estimates. That is still 430 people less than how many veterans have possibly died in that time due to neglect of this research happening. And it's really disgraceful. And as a combat veteran, knowing that I had to face fear and adversity when I was overseas in Afghanistan serving as a paratrooper with the 173rd, it's really shameful to see that this is being stonewalled like it is. And I want to know if you guys are afraid of this or if you just don't want it to happen. And I'd really like an honest answer, and I'm sure everyone would like one. Thank you very much for your time.